Greetings and hello everyone. Today we're going to be looking at angle relationships. So let's start off with some definitions. So we have complementary angles. And this is two angles with the measure that have a sum of 90 degrees. So an example of this would be this angle right here, which is 30 degrees, and this angle right here, which is 60 degrees. Another example would be this angle right here, which is 23 degrees, and then this angle right here, which is 67 degrees. So that's complementary angles. The next one is supplementary angles. So this is two angles with measure that have a sum of 180 degrees. So again, two examples over here. I have this angle right here, which is 110 degrees. I have this angle right here, which is 70 degrees. So I put those two together, I get 180 degrees. Another example would be this angle right here with this angle here. So this is 45 degrees, and this is 135 degrees. So those two together sum to give you 180 degrees. The next idea, perpendicular lines intersect to form four right angles. So if we have this angle right here would be right, this angle right here would be right, this angle right here would be right, and this angle right here would be right. The next one is perpendicular lines intersect to form congruent adjacent angles. So if I wanted to label this, I could say this is A, E, B, and C. So angle A, E, B is congruent to angle B, E, C. The next idea we want to look at is interpreting a diagram. So if I have this diagram right here, I have G, H, J, and I have M, L, and K. So what can I assume? And then cannot assume. So I can assume that all points are coplanar. I can assume that G, H, and J are collinear. I can also assume that H is between G and J. And then lastly, angle GHM is adjacent to angle H or MHL. What can I assume? Lines that look perpendicular may not be. So I can't assume that they are because they might not be. Angles that appear congruent may not be congruent. So it has to tell us that it's congruent. It has to tell us that it's perpendicular. Otherwise, we can't assume stuff like that. It's a big assumption that we're making. All right, let's take a look at example 1. So now we have complementary, supplementary, perpendicular lines and what we can interpret from diagrams. Let's apply this to some problems. So it says find the measure of two complementary angles. So when I say complementary angles, I know that means they sum to 90 degrees. I got that from my definitions. If the measure of the larger angle is 5 more than 4 times the measure of the small. So we have the large angle and we have the small angle. So the small angle, we don't know what it is, so that's going to be our x. Our large angle is 5 more than means plus 5, 4 times, so 4x. We want to find the measure of both of these angles. Well, we know the two of them add together to give you 90. So x plus 4x plus 5 equals 90. Collect my like terms. X and 4x gives me 5x plus 5 equals 90. Subtract 5 from both sides. I get 5x equals 85. Divide by 5. I get x equals 17. So the smaller has a measure of 17 degrees. What about the larger one? Well, that's going to be 4 times 17 plus 5. So it's going to be 68 plus 5. So my larger one has a measure of 73 degrees. If I add 73 and 17, I'm going to end up getting 90, which is what I want. Let's take a look at example 2. So example 2 says tangrams is a puzzle consisting of 8 flat shapes called tans, which are put together to form images. Find the value of x and y such that line AD and line EC in the tangram are perpendicular. So line AD and line EC are perpendicular. So that means this is going to be right. This is going to be right. This is going to be right. And this is going to be right. Well, I know this is going to be right here. So 3y plus 15 equals 90 degrees. I can subtract 15 from both sides. That's going to give me 3y equals 75. Divide by 3. I get y equals 25. So I've already solved for y. Next up, I want to solve for x. Well, this whole thing right here is 90 degrees. So that means this angle plus this angle is basically creating a complementary relationship. They're going to sum together to give you 90 degrees. So 7x plus 10 plus 8x plus 5 equals 90 degrees. Collect my like terms. These are on the same side, so I can put them together. So that gives me 15x plus 15 equals 90. Subtract 15 from both sides. I get 15x equals 75. Divide by 15. I get x equals 5. So x equals 5, y equals 25. So I solved the tangram. For my next example, I want to use this diagram that it gives me, and I want to see what can I assume and what can I not assume from this diagram. So let's start off with the first thing. Can I assume that CE, so CE right here, and CF are opposite rays? Yes, I can assume that. C is the endpoint. Next up, let's see if BGC, so BGC, that's this angle right here, and KGC form a linear pair. Yes. BGC, KGC, so we get a linear pair right here. Our non-common sides, which is GB and GK, because GC is our common side, both of them share that. Are opposite rays. As we learned in a previous lesson, opposite rays give you linear pairs. Is angle ABJ, so ABJ, this angle right here, and angle CBG, this angle right here, are they vertical angles? So if you look, we have two lines intersecting. These are opposite of each other, so yes, they form, or yes, these are vertical angles. Formed by intersecting lines. Okay. Next, we want to see congruency. Is BCG, so BCG, that's this angle right here, and DCF, that's this angle right here, are they congruent? No, they're not, because we don't know if they're vertical. So the angles are not vertical. Because we have BCG, so that's this line right here and this line right here, and DCF, which is this line right here, this line right here. So if we had this line, then we would be good. But we have this line, and this line. We have three different lines that we're working with. Let's take a look at E. BE and IF are perpendicular. BE, so BE, and IF right here. Are these perpendicular? They look like it, but they might not be. We don't have that little perpendicular sign like we've had on the previous examples, or it's told us. So this could be 89 or this could be 91. So no, we are missing information. Next up, EBC. So EBC, so that's this angle right here, and GBC are complementary angles. So again, we don't know because we don't know that this is a right angle right here. It could be 89, it could be 90. So no, not enough information. ICH, so ICH, that's this angle right here, and HCD, so that's this angle right here, are adjacent angles. So ICH, HCD, are they adjacent? Yes, they are, because our common side is CH. So yes, common side is C ray CH. Last one, BC. BC right here. Bisects ECG. ECG. Does BC bisect this? We don't know. It would have to tell us. So no, not enough information. Or no information given about congruent angles. And that's the lesson. Review through what you need to do and have a great day.